Welcome to Clarion Connection. I'm Ron Wilshire, and a guest today is known by two names. um, Vern Hilyer, New Bethlehem businessman, is also known as Brandon's dad, and he's taken on a cause related to his son and hopes to impact other people's lives.
Yep,
Vern,
that's what my world's all about today.
yeah. Do you want to tell us a little bit about Brandon's dad efforts?
Yeah, Brand's Dad's is now a nonprofit organization. We came into an organization a couple years ago, but I buried my son Brandon, as many of the people around the Clarion area know. Brand graduated high school in 2005 and was already developing an alcohol problem. And I lost him in September of 2008. Since then, I've made it my quest to change as many lives as I can to get people to understand about the reason why you don't want to drink and drive. It's not about the costs. It's not about anything else. It's about your life and about how you affect everybody else around you forever. So the Brand's Dads organization actually travels around all western Pennsylvania. I've been as far as Harrisburg to Ohio to Jamestown, New York. And the organization talks at high schools, at universities. We speak at state prisons, local prisons, youth detention centers, anywhere that I have an audience, a set of ears to listen to me talk to try to save one more child and one more parent's dreams.
Well, that's great. What's been the most rewarding thing of your efforts? I know you go to the schools and meet with them, and then sometimes you get some feedback from the kids.
And that is the rewarding side of it, is feedback I get back. I am on Facebook as Brandon's dad. I get Facebook comments back from kids and parents. I left out of it. I also speak at adult DUI prevention classes. If they get a DUI, they have to go there to save their license. And over the years, I've actually met people on the street, and they've come up and thanked me because I've changed their outlook on alcohol. And they tell me I don't even have to worry about them drinking and driving because, and they'll give me a date, and everybody knows the date they drank last. I've had people say to me, the last day I drank was, and it's all because of you. That's what really matters to me. I also had a student at a school had sent me a Facebook comment. He said, I just can't thank you enough for giving me the courage to stand up to my friends and say, no, I don't need to come to your party. And that party was actually busted by the state police. And he said, I would have lost my scholarship to UPJ had I been at that party. So the rewards and the kids that are still alive today are just, it's my blessing.
How do you deal with nowadays? It's possible to be DUI under other substances too. Does your message change there?
Yeah, actually, when I go into schools today, because I do partner with drug and alcohol facilities around many counties, my program is truly about the effects of what DUI, how it affects you and your family, more importantly, those around you. But I also do touch on, it's not just driving under the influence of alcohol today. It's the inhalants, the prescriptions, the illegals. It's all those things out there, distracted driving, these kids texting. It's many, many, many things that not only take them from us, but take us from the world too, because we are on a collision with those under the influence of whatever.
Now, in addition to the worst case scenarios, there are some practical uh, consequences of getting caught DUI in terms of costs, court costs, and that. What are people facing there?
Well, I again, I don't dwell on statistics in a lot of ways. You are, your state police fines go by the amount of your BAC over the legal limit, so it's rated like again as a minimal as or a major use. That is your sentencing, depending on how far over the limit you are. But the costs I hear are thousands of dollars, and you're actually the PLCB is actually putting billboards out there, bringing awareness of tens of thousands of dollars, at least a $10,000 minimal cost to get a major DUI fine. There again, it's not about you going and sitting in the class. It's about you losing your license for 30 days or 90 days. It's about your insurance being skyrocketed for a long time. It's about you going for a job interview and then pulling up your history and saying, oh, this guy's got a drinking problem. I'm not hiring him. It costs you a lot today.
And I noticed over the years you've tried to get the message however you can, and it was kind of interesting. A few years ago, you told me a story about billboards, how that got started, and they are all over the place, in the Clarion County area.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool. I actually, when I lost Brandon, at the time there was billboards in every school district that said, "I don't do drugs," or "The kids in this school don't do drugs." And I got in contact with that lady. I got to apologize, I forget names. I got in contact with her about how she did her thing, and she said, "We really did it on our own, and then churches come in to bat for every other community." That's kind of where I did it. I just said to myself, I was working at Owens at the glass plant at the time, and money was pretty good. I said, I want to put a billboard in Clarion to bring awareness. I put the first billboard out there at the top of the hill coming from the old Trader Horn, and it hit hard, and everybody thanked me. Everybody said how great that billboard was, and I'm like, I got a program. Since then, I have met some people who have billboards around the county, and they are telling me, listen, we've got a billboard, you get the print, you put it up, the cost is on us. You buy the print, and we will give you the billboard space. Now, since then, I have rented many billboards, but I still have a few up today, thanks to Leaf Logue, Clarion Billboards, for their free usage. But I have billboards in all the counties, or all of Clarion County. I have billboard clear down at Karnes City at their school. I have a billboard on Interstate 80. The billboard on Interstate 80, the cost on it is $800 a month, which comes into about $10,000 a year. However, because I'm a nonprofit, they give me a half price cost on it, so it costs me about $5,200 a year, and it's sitting between the Barkeyville exit and Interstate 79. It's on the right. It's hard to miss. But the billboard program has been commented again on Facebook. People see me. They tell me they take their kids and sit in front of the billboards. They talk to their kids about it. If it only saves one life, every billboard is worth it.
That's great. How do you pay for all this?
When I speak at high schools, I get a couple $100 speaker's fee, and all that money again is put through the nonprofit, and that money goes to prevention. It doesn't go in Vern's pocket. It goes out there to save one more kid. My money is donated by local people. I have donations from some businesses around the area. I walk, I talk. I'm afraid to ask. I'm not afraid to ask. I'm not a beggar. So with that being said, yesterday was Giving Tuesday, and you could have donated to nonprofits yesterday through PayPal. I did put a thing on Facebook. I don't know, I won't see much income from that for the organization. Anybody wants to donate, my webpage is duiawareness.com, and there's a donate page on there, and you're welcome to donate, and I can give you a tax receipt back because I'm a nonprofit.
Well, you got pretty far and wide with these talks to the high schools now. I mean, it's not just Clarion County.
No, it's again, it's expanded huge. I work with Dauphin County in Harrisburg. I work with their drug and alcohol. I've actually spoken high schools in the Harrisburg area. I'm all over Somerset County, all the way across Armstrong, Indiana County. So grateful to say I partner with Jeff Grimm at Department of Highway Safety at IUP. Every year, Jeff lines me up a couple schools through his department. They've actually contacted me out of his department to do a thing in Butler County this year. They were asked to go down, and they couldn't do it. And this Department of Highway Safety actually contacted me as Brand's dad and said, listen, we can't go. Will you go in our place? So it's a blessing. It's out there. This year, I just broke across the border in New York. I spoke at 3 high schools in the Jamestown area. And they tell me up there, your program is coming here. So I'm hoping this year at prom time, and that's my big prevention time, is around proms. It's also Red Ribbon Week in the fall during October. Autumn Leaf, as many of you know about Autumn Leaf. With that Autumn Leaf being said, I also now, just this year, the organization, we've picked up a couple pedal cars. And a big shout out to IA Construction in Franklin. They donated to me 50 orange tubular cones. And we use these pedal cars with beer goggles. We put these kids on these cars, and kids and adults, whatever. The first high school I introduced it at is actually, I just lost it up in Crawford County.
I saw it was at the Clarion County Fair this year.
Yeah, at the Clarion County. I had them at the Clarion County Fair. I had them at Clarion Autumn Leaf. I had them at the Apple Fest in Franklin. They contracted me through their chamber to come over and do it for the day. And again, I was just up at Cochraton High School for my very first high school to introduce these carts, and they go over well accepted, well learned, and the kids really learn by doing the on hands.
Are the holiday seasons, Christmas season, a tough time for DUI?
Holiday seasons are a really rough time, and again, I just don't have the ability to reach into every nook and cranny to get people to understand this. It's a big drinking time. The big holiday just passed is Thanksgiving. People don't have to work usually Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's a big drinking time for those because they don't have to go to work for a few days. But also you hear about all these Christmas parties. Everybody goes to Christmas parties for big celebrations, and there's a lot of drinking going on. And they leave recklessly and on the highway, endangering you and I and themselves. We need to concentrate on, and I don't dwell on designated drivers, but if you are drinking, do not drive. It's just not worth ruining a holiday for somebody for the rest of their life.
I did see something on the news just recently that they said that the day before Thanksgiving was the number one drinking day in the year now, and everyone thinks of New Year's Eve. But that kind of crept up on me.
Isn't that amazing? People don't realize, and there again, because I do this every day, that's a big thing to me. Drinking, they call it turkey binge, and because it's Thanksgiving related, and that's people just think we got nothing else to do for a few days, we're going to put that alcohol away. Oh, what a waste of your time and your money. It's better off to not drink. But definitely don't drink and drive. I will never tell anybody don't drink. I just please pray you make a better choice, the safe choice, and not drink and drive.
How do you keep your energy up in doing this all the time?
Yeah, when I very first started this 8 years ago, I was told that this will last about 5 years, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. I am so energized. One, truly, I will never ever bring Brand home again. I always wait for the day he walks in the door and says, Dad, I'm here. That will never ever happen. However, if I can keep your kid or you coming home, that's what energizes me by knowing that I'm making a difference in the world through your help, again, financial help, and through, truly say, through what God has given me, I'm saving lives, and that's what matters to me.
What's your message to your daughter?
Message my daughter. We dealt with a little bit of that alcohol issue. Things are great with her. She's got a couple kids. But the sad part about my daughter is, and she hit me right over the head with this here this summer, she said, Dad, I wasn't born an only child, but I am now. And that works on you. She is an only child, and when I'm dead and gone, when her mother's dead and gone, other than her 2 little girls, she'll be by herself because her brother was her idol, and he's gone forever.
Well, Vern, I want to thank you so much for dropping by this morning for this shortened version of Clarion Connection, and however we can help to get your message out.
I sure appreciate that. And as you said, it was kind of drop in. I wasn't here for this. Worked out perfect, so thank you.